Scientists explain stress, they often refer to the body's physiological response to perceived threats or demands. Here's what happens to the body when it experiences stress. 1. Activation of the stress response. When the brain perceives a stressor, it activates the body's stress response system, also known as the fight or flight response. This involves the release of stress hormones, primarily cortisol and adrenaline, from the adrenal glands. 2. Increased heart rate and blood pressure. Adrenaline causes the heart to beat faster and blood vessels to constrict, leading to increased blood pressure and circulation. This prepares the body for physical action in response to the perceived threat. 3. Heightened awareness and alertness. The release of adrenaline enhances sensory perception and alertness, allowing individuals to react quickly to potential dangers. 4. Mobilization of energy. Cortisol prompts the liver to release glucose into the bloodstream, providing a quick source of energy for the muscles and brain to respond to the stressor. 5. Suppression of non essential functions. During periods of stress, the body prioritizes functions necessary for immediate survival, such as those involved in the fight or flight response, while suppressing non essential functions such as digestion, reproduction, and immune function. 6. Activation of the immune system. Initially, stress can boost the immune system's response to infection or injury. However, chronic stress can weaken the immune system over time, making individuals more susceptible to illnesses and infections. 7. Inflammatory response. Prolonged stress can lead to chronic inflammation in the body, which is associated with various health conditions, including cardiovascular disease, autoimmune disorders, and mental health disorders. 8. Impact on brain function. Chronic stress can affect brain structure and function, particularly areas involved in memory, learning, and emotional regulation. It can also contribute to the development of anxiety disorders, depression, and other mental health conditions. Overall, the body's stress response is a complex physiological reaction designed to help individuals cope with threats or challenges. While short term stress can be adaptive and beneficial, chronic or excessive stress can have detrimental effects on both physical and mental health. Understanding how stress affects the body is essential for developing effective coping strategies and promoting overall well being. Our body needs a certain amount of stress to function optimally. This type of stress, often referred to as eustress, is a positive form of stress that can be motivating and energizing. Here's how it works. 1. Motivation and performance. Eustress can enhance motivation and performance by providing the necessary stimulation to meet challenges and achieve goals. It's the kind of stress that pushes us out of our comfort zone and encourages growth and development. 2. Adaptation and resilience. Experiencing moderate levels of stress can help build resilience and adaptive coping mechanisms. It teaches us how to effectively manage challenges and overcome obstacles, leading to personal growth and increased resilience in the face of future stressors. 3. Enhanced cognitive function. Some level of stress can sharpen cognitive function and improve mental acuity. It can enhance focus, attention, and problem solving abilities, enabling individuals to perform better under pressure. However, while some amount of stress is beneficial, chronic or excessive stress can have significant long term effects on the body and brain. Here's how chronic stress can impact the brain's ability to handle stress. 1. Structural changes. Prolonged exposure to stress hormones like cortisol can lead to structural changes in the brain, particularly in areas involved in memory, learning, and emotional regulation. Chronic stress has been associated with a reduction in the size of the hippocampus, a brain region crucial for memory formation and stress regulation. 2. Impaired neurotransmitter function. Chronic stress can disrupt neurotransmitter systems in the brain, including those involved in mood regulation, such as serotonin and dopamine. This can contribute to the development of mood disorders such as depression and anxiety. 3. Altered stress response. Long term exposure to stress can dysregulate the body's stress response system, leading to a heightened sensitivity to stressors and an inability to effectively cope with them. This can perpetuate a cycle of chronic stress and exacerbate its negative effects on both physical and mental health. 4. Increased risk of neurodegenerative diseases. Chronic stress has been linked to an increased risk of neurodegenerative diseases such as Alzheimer's disease and dementia. The persistent activation of stress pathways in the brain can accelerate cognitive decline and impair brain function over time. In summary, while a certain amount of stress is necessary for growth and adaptation, chronic or excessive stress can have detrimental effects on the body and brain's ability to handle